It's excited to get to talk with you for a few minutes. Excited about your project. Tell me a little bit about Stray Cat, and we'll go from there.
Cool, sounds good. Yeah, so Stray Cat is a song that was stemmed from my heartbreak. I went through an emotional battle with the mother of my children, and I was inspired to write this song, and um, and then I turned into a visual where I don't know if you saw the music video, but in the visual, I turned around the heartbreak into hope and feeling and just I've been through a transitional part of my life where I went from heartbreak to getting closer with God in my church and just I built a lot of strength through my heartbreak and I wanted to show that hope in my music video.
I got to hear the song. I have not got to see the music video. I was actually looking to see if I can get it. I
Yeah.
relate with the song so much, and with your journey, I went through the exact same thing a couple years ago, and it was a really, really dark time in my life, and I think that having someone like you, an artist, be able to release things like this is so important because we need that relatability, especially as men, because sometimes we don't really talk about it a lot, and it's tough, and especially if you have kids like we both did, and did at the time. It's important. Tell me how you feel about being able to release this kind of message out into the world.
Feel really good. I think it's unspoken, and I definitely feel proud of it. So I'm gonna hold it, on my shelf like a trophy. I definitely believe that, other men like us need to hear this form of inspiration, to hear another man, call out his cries and show that, we as men can go through pain and talk about it, instead of being closed off.
Yeah, you need to be able to find kind of that outlet to release your feelings because I know I lost I think about 30 pounds at that time. I was it was pretty bad. But I want to talk more about your process because we have your song, the music video, and then you have a limited edition comic book. Why is it that you chose this process as far as releasing your art?
Sure. Yeah. So growing up as a kid, I was always inspired by comic books, Batman and Superman. So I'm a very artistic guy. I was trying to find a way to connect the bridge and do something that hasn't been done before when I was thinking this process. And the music video and the song is kind of a typical thing when an artist releases something, right? So I kind of wanted to do something to set myself apart from everybody else and show a little more of my artistic side. So the comic book thing kind of came to play, and yeah, I'm planning on tying in the story of hope and loss and faith all in this comic book, as well. So it's like it's a trilogy, you're getting the song, the music video, and the comic book.
Yeah, it's a really good way to get immersed really in the message that you're trying to relay. I think it's very interactive and I think it's great. You've been a producer, you've been a Grammy nominated artist, a songwriter. Why was it this time now the right time for you to release your project?
Good question. Yeah. So, well, I'm actually debuting myself as a singer for the first time. Um, I've been songwriting for many years with some of the best songwriters. I've songwrote for other artists. I've been a part of that process and journey for many years of my life, helping develop other artists and working with established artists. And it just got to the point where, enough people were around me saying and inspiring me to go in the direction of an artist, where I showcase myself vocally on these songs. And I think I had enough of hearing everybody's opinions and said, you know what, I think everybody's right, and I think I feel good about it, and I kind of went with it. And I'm proud of it, proud of myself, even though it seems like I'm restarting my journey from where I went from as a producer DJ with the Lowrider song that I did on my last release. I'm still very confident about it and very proud of it. And now I get to speak my story, and relate to other people as it sounds like it's related to you as well.
And what is that like for you? Is that you a little nervous maybe? Is it different? Do you feel like you're putting yourself out there a little bit more? Do you feel a bit more vulnerable because this is your project? What is that feeling as an artist, putting out their first, solo project really?
Yeah, well, there is a little nerves, a little bit of my nerves that goes a little bit because because I'm starting the journey again, and but I love that feeling. It's like when I first started producing and getting around bigger artists, there was like this nervous thing going around, wanting to be noticed and also wondering what people thought. and stuff. So I'm kind of in that space, but I have a little more confidence because I've walked this road before just as a producer DJ. So yeah, I'm not nervous as if it's my first time ever doing it, but I'm getting the beginner's nerves, going. I mean, I've been in rehearsal, rehearsing my songs, getting ready for shows. I'm doing a little bit of performing too. So it's cool. It's the beginning of a new journey, and I'm happy, that I'm coming as, an artist that's packaging itself with this trilogy project to really showcase my talent and my message.
I don't feel like you're starting over. I feel like it's just a new chapter. And honestly, in the book that is your life, and that's great. You've worked with some big names really in the industry. While you're doing that, were there anything you saw in their work, anyone specific that you've really taken to heart, like, oh, you know what, I'm going to keep this in mind. I'm going to put this away. Any lessons that you've taken to heart now that you're working on your own project?
Yeah, specifically as a songwriter artist, being able to work with this guy Pooh Bear, who's, an incredible songwriter who's wrote for many, many artists, including Justin Bieber. I was able to really configure my song structure and my writing and just how melody flows as a vocalist. And it really put me in a direction to where I can songwrite, for many people, including myself. And it's put me in wind to be able to explore the writing side and the artist, and then then came the artist side.
Awesome. Now, one thing I'm really curious about, I mean, what you're doing now is the dream of so many young artists that sometimes they really cannot get off their feet for whatever reason. What do you think were some of your successes early on that allowed you to be so successful in your career now?
Good question. So when I got nominated for a Grammy in 2013 for working for Lupe Fiasco's album, we got nominated for Best Rap Album of the Year. I attended the Grammys, and I got a chance to see Elton John and Ed Sheeran perform with each other on Ed Sheeran's first year releasing himself as an artist. And just watching how musical that performance was inspired me to get out of rap music into more of the pop world. And it allowed me to explore different genres. And I opened my mind that night at the Grammy ceremony. And that's what got me to where I'm at now with the different styles of music that I do. So I'm very proud of that milestone in my life. Um, because it's allowed me to explore different genres that I was kind of being hard-headed about not going in before.
So in other words, just don't put yourself in the box, really.
Yeah, yeah, I was very boxed into rap music and was very prideful about that for many years. And I did my thing with rap music. I mean, I have a lot under my belt and work with some of the greatest in the world, from Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and the list goes down, right? And I'll still do rap music as you've seen that I did Lowrider a few years ago, and I featured Snoop Dogg on there and some other guys, and we did really well with that independently. And it's something that's always going to be a part of my heart, no matter what, because my origin is rap music, but rap music has evolved, and during that time that it was evolving, I was looking for a different direction and didn't know it until I got to that night at the Grammys that I mentioned, and then it just opened my heart.
Awesome. Looks like being a student to the game really paid off for you. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Since you brought up Lowrider really quickly, how'd you guys get that group together? That is an incredible group of talent right there. I mean, just for the song and for the music video, it was really, really fun.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I had fun putting that project together. We spent a little time on it. It stemmed from just how are we going to do something with this TikToker dog face and turn him into a rapper.
Mm.
A friend of mine was managing him, and I had an idea of, producing a song and revealing him as an artist, right, with through my production. And, when you see Dogface, you see, Chicano figure. He kind of, even though he's not from LA, he represents the look of Chicano lifestyle in LA. So we're like, how are we going to put a sound stamp on this? And we discovered that Lowrider, or something that War did, a remake could work perfect for him. And then Snoop wanted to jump on it, and it just domino affected, And then by the time we got to the music video, we're like, how can't we have Cheech and Chong and George Lopez in this, because they're all a part of the history of that song, right? And just we relit
Mm.
the candle of that song and the history behind that song. Such a fun project. It was so fun to be able to really exercise my producing skills, my visionary skills when it came to the visuals and how we wanted things to play out. I was super involved with that. I didn't just produce it and make the beat, but I, coordinated the project and got all the artists together. I did all the negotiating myself, like from from the licensing to, getting all the artists to be on board, also the acting and the video and co-directing the music video too. I mean, it was just, a baby of mine that I took in and wanted to make sure I molded it right.
Sounds like every aspect of a producer right there. And I mean, director, song, everything. You did everything. That was great. Lastly, how can we find you? Anyone wants to hear your music? Anyone who's decided to keep up with you? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anybody that wants to find my music, I'm on all platforms from Spotify, Apple, Google on down. And then, I'm on all social media platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all the other ones. Pretty easy to find. You just type in Klypso. My name is spelled a little different than others. It's Klypso. Um, I'm on there getting my shine on, and if you want to check out my music, you go to the DSPs. I have a new music video coming out for Stray Cat, as I mentioned, coming out this Friday, in fact, on October 24th. I'd advise that you guys listen and look at that video and get inspired.
Awesome. Klypso, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate spending a few minutes with you. You're a busy guy, so any insight on the industry that we can share, I appreciate. Thank you for your time. Congratulations on your project, and I look forward to hearing more.
Thank you, Manny.